That's right, you read the title and thumbnail correctly. What if the main man himself, Son Goku, was in Outcome Memories? No, I will not be doing a Vegeta video, so don't even go in the comment section and ask. Now you might be wondering, K-Boy Ultra, how are you gonna make an entire moveset and concept for Goku if he was in Outcome Memories? After all, it is a Sonic game and a Sonic.exe game, so surely you couldn't be able to find anything that could— I found everything perfect for this moveset in Outcome Memories. Now, before we begin on the moveset, we should probably figure out the lore, because Outcome Memories does have lore, and obviously we got to figure out the lore of how exactly did Goku get here. So here we are, let's begin. Now, me personally, and this is just my opinion of course, I imagine that Goku would probably use the Dragon Balls to probably summon like a strong fighter for him to take on, you know what I mean? Because let's be honest, this is completely in character for Goku since he's always looking for a challenge. I would assume characters like Vegeta, Piccolo, and Beerus are probably busy, or Beerus is just napping, and Whis is probably just scarfing down good food from Bulma and is too busy from doing anything with Goku. So now Goku is bored and wants a challenge. Let's just say that Broly is busy hanging out with Chi-Lai on Planet Bompa or something, and Gohan, you know, he's Gohan, he's studying his super ants. So now Goku has gathered all 7 Dragon Balls thanks to Bulma, and now he summons Shenron and says, Shenron, I wish for you to take me somewhere where I can fight strong people. But suddenly, the Dragon Balls, instead of glowing that bright orange with Shenron granting a wish, Shenron's eyes, I don't know, they suddenly changed colors, and his voice is different. It changes to the Outcome King's voice, or the result screen voice, and then transports Goku to the Outcome Memories place. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty good. Let me cook for a second. Let me cook. I think that's pretty good. You know what I mean? Alright, enough glazing myself. Now moving on. So after Goku gets teleported to the Outcome Memories place, let's just say he's on like Green Hill Zone, because me personally, not perfect, lives up to the name. That map sucks! But anyways, he stumbles upon like, I don't know, Tails getting chased by 2011X. So obviously Goku being Goku, he sees that 2011X is trying to obviously harm Tails. So he steps in and just like, you know, I don't know, just just gut punches 2011X, giving the survivors a chance to escape, and still being confused and not understanding what's going on, he jumps in with the ring with them because clearly 2011X is the bad guy and stuff like that. And that's where he gets back to the lobby with everyone else. And that is how Goku becomes a playable character. Now, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I don't really know much about Outcome Memories lore like that, but I feel like this would be a good way to implement Goku in Outcome Memories while keeping him to his character and keeping others to their characters, even if I didn't really mention other characters like that, but still. Now for the Outcome King and for the people watching over the games, they would see that Goku is an anomaly, but either A, Goku is too powerful to be removed and would have to be removed on his own terms, or B, they would find this interesting and actually keep Goku in some way in the games. Obviously, me personally, I think B would be a better answer, because if like that was the case, then this is the alternate timeline where Goku is permanently trapped in Outcome Memories until the Dragon Crew find a way for him to get teleported back in. Although I could see, as a little gimmick, whenever you escape as Goku, like whenever you escape as Goku, instead of him jumping through the ring, you would have to like find a certain area where you could get teleported out by the Dragon Crew. But maybe that's just me. Moving on. Now, when I say someone implemented in the game for the Outcome King and the people watching the games, obviously I mean that Goku would be a private server character, kind of like Kara, Frisk, and Neo Metal Sonic, because let's be real here, if Goku was in the actual base game, then I'm pretty sure everyone would be choosing Goku and Sonic, and that would just be a way too much dangerous tag. Like, no, because imagine 2011X getting jumped by Neo Metal Sonic, Sonic the Hedgehog, and freaking Goku. He's gonna be the one standing alone up in here, bro. Okay, let me get back on top. I feel like Goku would be somewhat of a mixture of Metal Sonic and regular Sonic, where he is both the support character and the character that can attack. Like, you know, Metal Sonic with his destructive charge and Sonic with this peel out ability to help survivors get out of the way. So I feel like Goku would definitely have way more abilities than normal survivors, although Outcome Memories did show us a new ability for Metal Sonic, which is the grapple mechanic. So who knows, maybe they'll actually come up with more than 2 movesets for once. But just in case, I'm just gonna give Goku at least like I don't know, 4 to 5 ability slots. But yeah, let's get into it. Now, I'm gonna have to add some balance to him, otherwise this wouldn't be as fun. I mean, this is fun, but like, I feel like it would just be way too boring to have Goku be just a broken character and basically just make him become Jesus Christ as every basic Dragon Ball fan believed Goku to be. I want to actually have some balance to him and not just have him go full Neo Metal Sonic. Although I guess Neo Metal Sonic is somewhat balanced considering he only has 2 abilities, being Punch and Destructive Charge, but still, even like playing against Neo Metal Sonic as EXE is not fun at all. So yeah, I'm gonna add some balance to Goku. Goku would probably be the same speed as Sonic and a little above, and I know that's gonna trigger a lot of Sonic fans, but I frankly don't care. I would also imagine Goku at least having 2 to 3 jumps for his character. I wouldn't say he would be outright able to fly, because I feel like the Outcome King would probably nerf Goku, considering how overpowered Gokus can be in whatever universe they in. I mean, it's literally a meme at this point that Goku is just Goku-versal. So yeah, I feel like the Outcome King would definitely nerf Goku a little bit. So yeah, only 2 to 3 jumps and not being able to fly. Also feel like he would be a medium weight character, not straight heavyweight character, like Eggman, for example, with his fat eggshell built self, but at least like, you know, like average weight for a martial artist. I mean, he is a full-grown adult after all. Also, I think he would definitely be the tallest out of the survivors, considering the fact that Goku is canonically like 5'9" or something. Wow, I'm almost taller than Goku. But anyways, yeah, considering the fact that he is a martial artist, kind of like Neo Metal Sonic, I'd imagine him both having a punch and a kick button, because again, he's a martial artist. So I would imagine him using both of his limbs to fight back against the killers. I know it's a pretty basic move for Goku, but realistically, with all the moves that Goku can do and him being nerfed, I would have to find some imaginative way to do this. But again, this is still Goku we're talking about, so he likely would probably have a low to no cooldown, kind of like Neo Metal Sonic when punching somebody. Listen, man, I said I was going to add some balance to him. I never said that he wasn't going to be broken. This is why he's a private server character. I do imagine the punches and kicks stunning the killer for at least like, I don't know, 3 to 5 seconds, or comparable to Neo Metal Sonic for however long he stuns the killer. But yeah, moving on to the next ability. Another move I think Goku would have in Outcome Memories is his rock, paper, scissors ability. Those who watch OG Dragon Ball know what I'm talking about. Basically, Goku plays rock, paper, scissors with the killer, but not actual rock, paper, scissors if you're, you know, stupid. Kind of like Metal Sonic, he would rush towards the killer at a very fast pace, but less controlled and agile, so basically just Metal Sonic controls. And if you miss this attack, then Goku slams into a wall or something, then he would hold his face while being the childish Goku that we know and love, holding his face in pain, shouting IE and stuff like that, and, you know, having those little anime tear eyes, you know, what Goku has and stuff like that. However, if you do hit this ability, Goku will zoom into the killer and hit him with the rock, paper, scissors technique, or rock, scissors, paper, whatever the heck. The point is, Goku punches them, then he goes back in, kind of like Sonic with the spin dash, pokes the EXE in both their eyes, and then finishes off with paper where he just smacks them in the face, sending them flying, and then stunning the killer for about like 3 to 5 seconds. You get the point. For Goku's 4th ability, I would have him shoot a ki blast at the killer, or executioner, whatever they're called in this game. Yeah, executioners. I would have him shoot a ki blast at the executioner that would stun them for a couple of seconds. However, it's not just a one and done ki blast. You can actually fire multiple ki blasts at the executioner and have them stun for a longer period of time. Basically, you could just hit him with Vegeta's technique. Now, I do have a special mechanic for the ki blast. If you somehow miss the ki blast from the executioner, then instead of like, you know, hitting the executioner, it would cause a smoke screen and an explosion, probably not doing permanent stage damage because the stages are already way too complicated, looking at you, not perfect, but it would definitely cause somewhat of a smoke screen. So you could actually use that to your advantage. Instead of trying to hit the killer, you could cause a gigantic smoke screen in front of them, causing them to not be able to see, at least forcing them to use somewhat of the ability, leading the survivors to somewhat safety now that they wasted an ability, depending if they hit you or not. Or depending if the killer doesn't have like a seeking ability, you just completely blind them and now you have your chance to escape. For his 5th ability, I would have him use instant transmission. And I already know what you're gonna say. Goku needs to lock on the key signatures to use instant transmission, and yada yada yada. Sonic characters don't have key. I know. Bite me! I feel like the Outcome King would either A, fill Sonic characters with, I don't know, little key signatures, but not be able to do anything with them. B, have Goku be able to sense life force energy. That way, like, life force energy is like similar to Ki for Goku somehow. I don't know. I don't really know the Outcome King's abilities, but have Goku sense for life force energy and teleport people out the way of danger, or teleport to people so we could save them, you know what I mean? Like, it would be kind of different. Like, if he's teleporting to someone, then he could block one of the executioner's attacks, or if he's teleporting someone out of danger, he would have to be near them and then teleport to a random location, you know what I mean? Let me cook. And also, I lied about Goku having 4 to 5 abilities. He actually has 6. And I know that's going to be hard to implement in the game code or whatever the heck, but A, this is my video. B, it's not like the developers are watching this video, because let's be honest, my videos barely get any views unless they're Dragon Ball Legends related. And to anybody watching this hoping for Legends content, it's coming. Just be patient, alright? Jesus Christ. And C, the off chance of the developers watching this video, I doubt they would implement someone like Goku into the game. Like, dude, have you seen this guy? It would definitely be hard to model this, man. Now, for his 6th ability, I'm pretty sure you all saw this coming. It's Goku's iconic move, Ultra Instinct. Just kidding, it's the Kamehameha. I'm pretty sure you all know it's the Kamehameha. It's literally Goku's baseline move. Like, if you have ever heard of the Kamehameha, the one person you think of is Goku, not Yamcha, not Krillin, not Gohan. It's Goku. Screw Master Roshi. I don't care if he made the technique. This is Goku's technique now. Alright, so obviously you would have to wait a little bit to charge the Kamehameha. I would imagine Goku having voice lines with him saying Kamehameha, you know what I mean? And then once it's fully charged, you have to aim it like Tails' arm cannon at the killer, and like it could go from very long distances, you know what I mean? So I don't know, a bit of not perfect sniping, and then you can blast the killer, which can stun them for a very long period of time, depending on, you know, how long the blast actually hits them. And if your teammate is a horrible shot, then why are they even playing this character? I mean, like, I understand if you're a Dragon Ball fan, but you shouldn't be, you know, using this ability. You freaking suck. But K-Boy Ultra, 6 abilities for one character and Outcome Memories is overly broken. How are they supposed to possibly balance this? Well, first of all, if you're done having snot dribbling out your nose and typing angrily in my comment section, I would be loved. Like, just absolutely, it would be lovely for me to explain to you. But no, you're impatient. Now, obviously, I can't just have you spamming Ki Blast as the Executioner, because that is just way too annoying for the killer to deal with. I mean, they're already dealing with Neo Metal Sonic. They have to have some grace. So obviously, like most, if not all Dragon Ball games, you're gonna have a Ki meter. I know, it must suck. But yeah, you're gonna have a Ki meter. Depending on what attack you use, it's gonna obviously drain the Ki meter. Kind of like Santa's dodge meter whenever he dodges, or Sonic's dodge meter. You get the point. I feel like Ki Blast would probably drain like, I don't know, 5% Ki. And the Kamehameha would definitely drain like 150 Ki. And the Ki bar's maximum would be like, shoot, I don't know, 500. Yeah, that seems pretty balanced. Now, obviously, you can regain your Ki, but there's only 2 ways to do it, and that is A, getting healed by someone who has the ability to heal others, or B, throwing hands with the Executioner. I feel like if you throw hands with the Executioner, it would probably be like a slower rate of gaining Ki back, so probably like, I don't know, 15 Ki for every punch you land, and for getting healed, it would probably be like double that or something. I would say about like 35% Ki healed or restored whenever you're getting healed. So yeah, you better rely on Cream. Now, obviously, there is a damage meter for, you know, these type of attacks, because not all killers are immortal. Looking at you, Fleetway Supersonic. Now, for his regular punches and kicks, I feel like they would do to like 5 to 10 damage. RNG based, really. So yeah, a range around 5 to 10 damage, meaning in between it could be like 6, 7, 8, you know what I mean? Someone just made a 6-7 joke in my comments that I can already feel. I feel the cringe. Now, you might be wondering why they do so much little damage. You know, this is Goku after all. He's one of the most powerful characters in all of anime, depending on which Goku you're talking about, of course. But again, this man is Goku versatile. So why did they do so much little damage? Well, my little friends, this is possibly one of the most damaging moves that could ever happen to you if you're the Executioner. Because remember what I said. The punches and kicks, unlike his other abilities, don't have a cooldown. So if you're constantly just pinned against the wall getting beaten up by Goku, you're losing more and more health, and it's RNG based. So it can either be little to 5 damage, which is the minimum, or you're losing 10 HP every time he punches you. Now for the rock, scissors, paper technique, I feel like it would do at least 50 damage maximum. And like it would obviously be spread out with each attack. I feel like the scissors attack would probably do the most amount of HP damage because he's literally just poking you in the eye. I don't care what anybody says. You can punch me in the face. You can knee me in the stomach. I don't care. Getting poked in the eyes is torture. So that would definitely have the most like maximum damage out of all of them, but it would do like 40 to 50 damage in total. Now for the Kamehameha, obviously for the longest attack, you know, it's the longest attack that you're gonna have to charge up, being like, I don't know, 5 to 10 seconds for you to charge it up. I feel like it would definitely do the most damage because again, it's the longest attack for you to charge up. And I feel like it would last about like around the same time it would take for it to charge up, so 10 seconds. So 10 seconds of constantly getting blasted by Kamehameha. I'm not sure it's skilled enough to dodge it, of course. Now, obviously it would do like multiple damage over time as you're getting hit, but the maximum damage I feel like it would do would probably be like, shoot, I don't know, 150 damage. To be fair, it is the same amount of ki that it takes up to use this move. So you're getting an equal exchange on how much you lose and how much the killer loses as well. So yeah, it's a fair trade. Also, I feel like Goku would have a self-healing ability, not like just a random ability slot that is all his moves. It's specifically only for when he's downed. And that is a Senzu bean, because of course Goku gotta bring some on him, you know what I mean? You know, just in case. So if he's down, you could use a Senzu bean to get quickly right back up, probably restoring about like 1/3 of your HP, I'm not gonna lie, because I don't want to do like half your HP, because that is just a military threat to deal with. Like, I'm trying to make him somewhat balanced here, alright? Now, of course, he's not gonna have like 2 revives, because that's gonna be way too overpowered. Because, like, imagine just downing Goku. Someone revives him, you down him again, then he pulls out a Senzu bean. At that point, you're just giving up, especially with all the HP this man has. Now, of course, Goku, like, for those who are wondering, no, when you get up as Goku, he doesn't just magically unlock Ultra Instinct and just one-shots the killer. Again, this is balanced, and Goku in this situation is nerfed. So no, you are not going Super Saiyan God 1000 and just blasting the killer to oblivion. However, he is going to have access to one transformation, and that is specifically for his last man standing. Yeah, I bet you thought I forgot about that, didn't you? Ha! Nope. Moving on. His last man standing music, I feel like would be a punk style rock themed remix of Chala Head Shala. Of course, not to get copyrighted, and obviously Sonic music is based off of rock themes. Let's be honest, that's the main course of the entire Sonic theme track, if I'm being honest. So obviously, like, again, this is a Sonic game after all, so I'm gonna have to stick to some of its nature, of course. So yeah, I feel like it would be sort of like a punk remix of Chala Head Shala, but yeah, either that or just a like completely original song. I feel like the song title would be called The Hope of the Universe, not gonna lie, or something like The Last Hope. I don't know. But all I know is that the name titles go hard, you know what I mean? I feel like Goku would somehow break out of the nerfed shackles, seeing everyone around him dead, because you know Goku, he's friendly to all people, you know what I mean? You know, except for the executioners when he's beating the brakes off of you against the corner. So seeing all of his now newly made friends dead, it reminds him of a certain adventure on Namek where Krillin gets blown up by Frieza. So out of pure desperation and rage, he transforms into Super Saiyan. Let me cook! Let me cook! Now, he is going to have access to new abilities, but to make it more fair on the executioner side, it's going to replace his base form abilities. The only 3 moves that Goku would keep would be the punch, kick, and the Kamehameha. Those are his baseline moves. He, like, of course, the Ki Blast, like, yes, the Ki Blast is going to be replaced, but it's going to be replaced by something similar, which is the Air Wave. Well, Air Blast technique. I'll get into it later. He's gonna have a passive ability called Resilience. Basically, when he's the last one standing, he's gonna get a massive 25% defense boost. That's right, 25% defense boost. So if you thought this man was a tank before with all his HP, now he's basically just unkillable. His second passive ability is kind of similar to 2011X's Rage Mode. However, it's called Now You've Made Me Mad. Kind of like what he says to Frieza, but, you know, it's to the Executioner. And basically, all his attacks are now buffed around, like, I don't know, 50 to 20%. So if you're a killer that can die, well, good freaking luck. Now, For the replacement moves, replacing the Ki Blast move is the Air Wave technique or the Air Blast technique. Kind of similar to Dragon Ball Legends. He sticks out his hand and instead of shooting a Ki Blast, he shoots a shockwave of air at you. Now I know it's like less visually flashing, but this is a move that tracks. So the killer isn't getting away from this unless they're like very far away. But if you're like close to mid-range, you're getting blasted away. Like it's not just regular stun, you're getting blasted across the freaking map. Now, for his move that replaces rock, scissors, paper, I like to personally call this move Spine Breaker. The move he did to Frieza on Namek. Basically, he headbutts you and then suddenly goes behind you and then double axe handles your spine into oblivion and slams you into the ground. Which, again, stuns the killer and, you know, leaves you paralyzed for 20 years. Now, I do want to make some changes to the Kamehameha. Instead of it being blue and being fired with both hands, I kind of want it to be similar to the angry Kamehameha that Goku fired against Frieza on Namek, where he, I don't know, just looks at the killer or execute, whatever you call these things. He looks at the executioner disappointed or just angry, and then fires this beam while shouting his iconic, "You fool!" line, and then blasts them away. This would probably take up more energy than the normal Kamehameha, but only like 50, so I don't know, 200 ki. So yeah. And for those worried about, oh yeah, but what if I'm on low key when I'm the last one standing and there's, you know, no one left to heal me? That's alright, because you automatically get a full ki bar and it automatically replenishes. You're welcome. Also, that reminds me, I kind of forgot about Goku's base form passive abilities, so we're just gonna get to them here. The first one would probably be Saiyan Blood Pumping. That's the title of the name, by the way. Goku would probably get a temporary speed and damage boost, like when the round first starts. So this would kind of probably be useless. I don't even know why I'm adding this. But hey, if you run into the killer in the like first, I don't know, 50 seconds of the match, then you get to fault them. Congrats! The second passive ability would be called I'm Getting Excited, and this is where Goku takes damage for the first time. So if you're really bad at surviving, then you're just wasting this ability because it probably, like, I'm just gonna have it activate only twice when Goku gets hit. So if you get hit twice in the first seconds of the match, you just suck. And this is stackable, so I don't know, it could be a good or bad thing. This is where Goku's defenses are slightly raised by like 5%, and so is his damage, but also my mic cut out during that part of the recording. But anyways, it also restores his ki a little bit, so you're kind of really helping out Goku here, but at the same time, you're just wasting this ability because if you get hit during the first like 5 seconds of the match, then you just wasted this ability for no reason because this passive only lasts 30 seconds, so if you get hit twice, it only lasts a minute, which might sound long, but it kind of is long for the survivors depending on your situation, but like still I don't think you would want to waste this ability with Goku. Like I know Goku's the fighting type, but still if you get hit, like bro, what the heck. And his third passive ability is called Pure Heart. Yeah, that's right, I bet you forgot. Basically what this ability does is make Goku immune to any mind controlling or body controlling techniques that any executioner might have. So for example, we all know that En's ability is when you like take him down or whatever, he controls the person who landed the final hit and body snatches you. But with Goku, he's gonna be completely immune to that due to his pure heart. So basically, I don't know, the power of friendship just overpowers him. So if you're playing End and you die to Goku, you just die. Good luck. Although I would imagine that you probably could just pick another person to control if you die to Goku. I don't know how this works. Also, mid-recording, I just realized Goku keeping instant transmission is kind of redundant considering the fact, well, everyone's dead. So I decided to replace it with another move. This is actually a move Goku used on Frieza and Namek. It is one of the most iconic things that people remember him for. Other than the angry Kamehameha, of course. It's gonna be a counter sort of move. So Goku will take his stance, like he will take his it's over stance like he did from Frieza and will wait for the killer to attack. If the killer does attack, he will dodge out of the way of the attack and just gut punch them. This will stun the killer for the longest amount of time. Will either give Goku a chance to beat the brakes off of them or run away. But either way, the killer is definitely gonna have some stomach issues after. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not doing any voice lines for Goku because A, I can't voice that Goku perfectly, and I know it's not about perfection, but I'm also not in the mood to do that right now. And B, I feel like just having older Goku voice lines would be better than having me voice them and put them in the game. I say that like the developers are watching and they just find this gold mine and decide to hire me or something, bro. That's not gonna happen. I already feel the maximum of 12 views on this video. Anyways, mid-recording, I actually searched up that Neo Metal Sonic is going to be added to public servers later, but I also have a theory that survivors and executioners are going to cost some points. So I don't know exactly how many points they might cost, but they definitely might be like in the thousands to 10,000. So I feel like Goku would cost like the most out of all of them because, you know, he's Goku. So I feel like 50,000 points would be fair. Maybe even like, I don't know, 85,000 points. I don't know how this works. So if the survivors aren't really like, if the survivors and executioners don't cost any points, then just ignore this part, all right? Kind of like Frisk, Sans, and Kara, I feel like Goku would have his own special map, and that would be the iconic mountains, but at night. You know what I mean? Like the iconic mountains where Dragon Ball characters fighting, you know, Goku, Vegeta first fight. But this time it would be at night and like kind of a blood moon. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that would be a good map to include Dragon Ball character. And bro, let me cook. This is actually pretty. Yeah. Hold on. Wait a minute. Now for interactions with killers. Now at the time I'm recording this, 0.v2 isn't added yet, so if I miss anything for like interactions, don't harass me in the comments, and no, I will not make a part 2 to this video to add like the extra killers. I just did this video for fun, so yeah. And by interactions with killers, I don't mean like voice lines or anything, I just mean like, so you know how 2011X has this special animation where he stomps on Metal Sonic's head when he charges at him? I feel like Goku would have a special animation. Instead of just standing there and getting choked out, you know, like a little baby, I feel like Goku would try to fight back. So I feel like they would enter this Dragon Ball Z sort of clash, you know what I mean? And you would have to like, you know, do the normal 2011X thing and, you know, click buttons to try to escape, but I feel like you should mash buttons to see which person wins the clash, because this is a Dragon Ball character, you know. Also, another thing, I feel like killers would have voice lines for Goku, because like obviously he's not a Sonic character, so he's obviously not supposed to be there. But to be fair, Frisk, Kara, and Sans are there, so I don't know, maybe they have special voice lines. I don't know, bro. Maybe it would just be the regular down voice lines or regular kill voice lines, just in case like RNG doesn't, like, you know, the RNG voice lines where the killer doesn't say their specific line for a character. I don't know. I just feel like they would just say something about Goku being an anomaly, how he's strange and how he's human and all that. You know what I mean? Anyways, now for cosmetics. I feel like Goku would have a lot of cosmetics, actually, considering the fact that Goku is stylish outside of his blue and orange gi. I feel like, for like top, body, bottom, like cosmetics, you know, different clothings, I feel like he would have his different gis. Specifically end of gi end of gi anyways, end of Z clothing, his GT clothing, his like early Dragon Ball clothing. Y'all know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean? His Saiyan armor clothing. Also, as like, I don't want it just to be like fighting armor and stuff like that. I want to have fun with this. So let's go ahead and add the Sab jacket for the specifically top, like the you know, the top clothing. And let's also add his casual clothing, you know, between the Cell games when him and Gohan were relaxing for those 9 days. So yeah, that outfit, and also his Yardrat outfit, because why not? Let me cook now. And for the final outfit, I feel like, well, for the final 2 outfits, I feel like we should have his driver outfit and the Drip Goku outfit, because memes. Now for accessories, I feel like Goku would definitely have his power pole, you know what I mean? That's his base standardized Goku accessory. But other than that, I don't really know what else to give Goku. I mean, I guess I could give him gloves, because there are like, you know, like they aren't a part of top or body or bottom like accessories. So I feel like gloves could be added for Goku, but I'm not really sure how that would work. I also feel like, I don't know, maybe give him like a 4-star Dragon Ball on his back that just like floats around. You know what I mean? I really don't know for this one, not gonna lie. Like maybe have him have a mini car, like to, you know, complement his driver outfit. I don't really have that many ideas for accessories. I don't really see Goku wear that many accessories. But yeah, 4-star Dragon Ball, gloves, mini car. Have him actually have those, Bro, have him wear the Master Roshi sunglasses, because we do see him wear those when he returned. And what was the other thing I mentioned? I forgot. Whatever. Moving on. Now, for colors for Goku, I don't really have that many ideas for colors for him, but I'm gonna try. I would obviously have a black and red color scheme for him to represent, you know, Goku Negro, otherwise known as Goku Black. I would have a blue, white, and yellow theme for him to, you know, reference Vegeta. Then I would have a sort of purple and red theme to either match Chi-Chi or Gohan. And I feel like a green and purple thing would be used to match Piccolo or, I don't know, Cell or something. But that's all the other colors I could imagine him, you know, representing other characters. I feel like a black and white color scheme would be kind of cool, considering the fact that, I don't know, Goku has been in a black and white game. Like, why did I say black and white game? I feel like it would be better to represent the manga panels of Goku, like in black and white, you know what I mean? And I feel like also the OG Dragon Ball colors, like the OG Dragon Ball manga colors, where his gi is kind of like a deep orange and black kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like that Dragon Ball Fighter Z Goku color. So I feel like that would work as an alternate color for Goku. Also feel like Goku would represent some Sonic colors, not gonna lie, because Sonic fans and Dragon Ball fans are practically, you know, close distance cousins. So I feel like that would be a pretty cool idea for Goku. And finally, for emotes, I feel like Goku would have his classical happy jumping down emote that he usually does, you know, when Goku is happy and stuff like that. So I feel like he would have that emote. And another emote I feel like Goku would have would be his signature "Hey, it's me, Goku" emote, you know what I mean, where he puts his hand through his head and then he like sort of salutes and like says hello. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? I'm pretty sure Enemy will put it up on screen for y'all. And for his third emote, I feel like Goku would definitely just grab some random meat out of nowhere, pause, and just start chomping down on it, because Goku is, you know, Goku's a foodie, so he likes eating. I feel like there would be different variations of this emote through RNG. One emote would be meat, another would be ramen, where he starts chomping down the chopsticks or just eating it with his mouth, because Goku's a savage like that. And I feel like another one would probably be, I don't know, like dinosaur meat, but just like instead of on a bone, it would be just raw dinosaur meat. And for his final emote, obviously we're gonna have the classical Goku warm-up emote. That's kind of his entire thing, either where he stretches his legs or he does the Dragon Ball Super Broly warm-up. Either way, I feel like some type of warm-up for Goku would make sense for him. But yeah. Also for a dance emote, I feel like he would do the Hey Macarena dance just because, and I think it's funny. But moving on. And with all that on the table, everyone, that is my personal depiction of what if Goku was in Sonic.exe Outcome Memories, or just OM for short. Me personally, like, again, I don't think this video is getting past, like, I don't know, 20 views, considering the lack of view count that I get, unless it's a Dragon Ball Legends video. But hey, a guy can dream. If y'all enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, hit notifications for future updates on videos and stuff like that. Share with any family or friends that might enjoy this content as well. Comment your favorite part down below. And other personal ideas I should do for characters if they were in Outcome Memories. No, I will not be doing Vegeta, so don't even ask that. And finally, you might be wondering, why did I decide to make this video in the first place? And to answer your question, I don't know, I was bored, bro. But anyways, I have been K-Boy Ultra. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. And if y'all did, do all the previous things mentioned. If you're not having a good day or a good life, I hope it gets better. Peace out, everybody. I'll see you on the next video. Yeah. That's right. You read the